Did you hear the scuttlebutt about Luffy fighting the brainwashed Zoro solo? Yeah, Sanji offered to help, but Luffy was heard saying, "No, Pa, he's my swordsman. I'll do it."
Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boo. Boo. 3.5, not a real season. 3.5, but still king of the what? Now 3.5. Gonna watch some pirates. 3.5 before season 4.
Start the show!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to...
Welcome to Muppets the Podcast! Woo!
We represent the One Piece podcast, the One Piece podcast, the One Piece podcast.
Perfect. Hello, fellow adventurers of the Grand Line, and welcome to episode 68 of King of the What Now. We're apparently a One Piece podcast, I think, and we're going through and we're watching it from the very beginning. I don't actually know who I am. My name is Joel, and checking my notes here, it looks like this is my handwriting, so I guess I'm a longtime fan of this show, One Piece? I don't know if I've ever heard of it. Sitting with me here is, who are you?
I'm a very large munchkin. I don't know.
I
don't know who I am.
I will keep that in if you want.
I am somebody named Curtis according to my ID.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, it does look like you, so I think that we can trust. Unless that's a fake ID left here to make you think that you're someone named Curtis.
Twists.
If you get accused of a crime later, just let them know that you don't remember anything. I think they will let you go. I think legally they can't charge you if you don't remember doing the crime.
I feel like there's an absence. I'm not sure what that absence is, but there's definitely an absence.
Absolutely. Dropping the act for just a second so I can be straightforward with you listeners. Kat will not be joining us today, unfortunately. I wanted to spare her the pain of watching these episodes, and we just had a couple of family obligations that she had to attend to. So she's not here today, and she's probably not going to make a surprise appearance later in the episode. No promises, though. Maybe she will, using her ghostly powers. Ooh. So we watched these episodes a little bit differently than usual. We finished the Ocean's Dream arc, which is a 5-episode filler arc, and yes, I am confirming here and now for Curtis that it's filler. Because let me tell you, these are the worst episodes that anyone has ever produced ever of anything. I would rather watch a show that I wouldn't normally watch. I would rather watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I would rather watch Ouran High School Host Club. No, I like Ouran High School Host Club, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather watch something that is, like, against my moral objectives rather than watch these episodes.
He would watch the news.
Absolutely. I would watch paint dry compared to these episodes. So what we did, instead of watching all 5 of them together as we normally do, what we did is I told Curtis just to watch the first 2 episodes. Those were episodes 220 and 221. And then I watched episodes 222, 223, 224. I have seen these episodes before. It was a long time ago, and I vaguely remember the overarching details, but I don't remember a lot of the minute details. So what Curtis is going to do is he's going to give us his succinct summary of the 2 that he did watch, and then he's going to try to guess how the story flushes out, knowing that, you know, it's a filler arc, so everything has to be reset by the end, and then I'll fill him in on where he was right and where he was wrong. So, Curtis, what were those episodes that you watched about?
All right, here we go. So, a mysterious stranger has caused the Straw Hats to lose their memories.
Oh, no.
Robin is the only one unaffected, but her efforts to persuade them that they are one crew of pirates fails. Naomi runs off on the waiver with their treasure to save her village again. And Zoro swims off too.
I mean, probably just trying to get some exercise in, you know? He's like, I can't remember the last time I worked out. Just gotta do some laps.
Yep. Naomi finds a town full of desperate people who are all fighting over a newspaper. Robin figures out that someone is stealing their memories when they're asleep. Zoro gets lost. Robin and the remaining crew on the ship catch the memory thief, and Luffy gets his memories back. But the guy gets away. Also, there are a ton of flashbacks. Just like these episodes were like almost 50% flashback, if not more.
And if I can just interject, we get episodes that are straight up just flashback. We've had a couple now, I think, where it's just Chopper being like, I remember the time that I was on Drum Island, and it's just those episodes again. I prefer that to this.
Because then
go
you know
on.
to skip. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can be like, okay, there's literally nothing happening here, but these episodes are like, maybe this gets interesting. Spoiler, it doesn't.
Well, that was my succinct summary, to be followed by the dun 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 dun. Curtis's enter into the future zone.
The Future Zone?
Because other titles would be
Copyright?
yes.
Would get us in legal trouble.
Yeah. So here are my predictions
Okay.
for the future
Mhm.
of these episodes.
Right.
Okay. So we establish in the second episode that I saw that if you fall asleep, the memory thief can take more of your memories
Okay.
using his instrument.
Can you tell us what that instrument is? Is it a banjo? Is it
No.
a flute?
No, it is a horn that is shaped like a seahorse.
Okay. Interesting.
And it was the only thing that everybody who lost their memories remembered. They all remembered this kid with the horn.
What a shitty memory thief. I'm going to take away all of your memories of your adventures thus far, but I'm going to leave you a clue as to my identity just in case you happen to be capable of, looking for me.
Yep. So Zoro and Nami are the only ones not still on the ship.
Correct.
Robin keeps the others from losing more of their memories. My assumption is that Nami and Zoro are going to continue to lose memories
Oh no.
until they are not but empty husks.
Yikes.
Yes.
I made a horrified face and then remembered that no one can see my face except for my co-host.
And all the people on our streaming that we don't have.
Yes. Patreons who give us 5 bajillion glorbucks a month are allowed to get a 3D rotoscoped. I don't know if that's the right term, but they can watch the back of my head as I commentate on One Piece. They can see inside Curse's ear as he tunes out, thinking about, Civ 6. Are they up to 6 now? Is that the new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. So they're going to be husks now, right?
Okay.
They're going to join the masses fighting over the single newspaper that comes in.
I see.
And I think the reason they are fighting over that newspaper is because they have all forgotten to go to the store to buy more toilet paper.
Oh, okay.
And they're just desperate for anything that could fill it in. It's not about the actual information on the newspaper.
It's the resource itself. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? Sure.
I think so. That means Robin and the rest of the crew is going to have to save the day, but they will be sleep deprived
Oh,
the entire
okay.
time.
Causing hijinks.
Yes.
Okay.
They will, anytime one of them nods off, the other one will have to slap the other one. Because that's what Robin does to keep them from, when they start falling asleep.
Oh, she just
She makes little hands and slaps them. Maybe Usopp will make some sort of contraption to slap them automatically if they get to start dozing.
Okay.
I think it's very lucky that the 2 husks don't have devil fruit powers because they might try to swim otherwise, and it could be bad. So they're going to go find this kid, right?
And they're gonna beat him up. They're just gonna curb stomp him. All 5 of them, circling him.
Well, what they're going to find out is 1, that he hates pirates
Okay.
because that's a necessity. 2, that he had some sort of troubled past and he needs these happy memories to make him feel better or something, right?
Ah, okay.
And they are going to sit him down and teach him a lesson about how you can pave your own future and that you can overcome, like you can use those pasts to make you stronger. And he's got, that's great. I'm going to take all your memories now. And he's going to take all their memories and leave them all as empty husks on this island.
Ah, okay.
And then Buggy's going to show up.
Our Lord and Savior, Buggy the Immortal.
Yes.
Okay.
And accidentally defeat the kid and give everybody their memories back.
That's pretty great. Or Buggy shows up. I'm going to spoil the ending for you because you figured out that Buggy's going to show up in these episodes. Buggy's going to show up and he's going to be like, Straw Hat Luffy, look at me. Do you remember who I am? And Luffy's going to be like, no. And Buggy's going to get so mad that he goes on a quest to get Luffy's memories back just so that Luffy will remember who he, Buggy the Immortal, is. It's all about his narcissism.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So you covered the 2 things. I was going to ask if you didn't cover these in your summary or your predictions. 1, how do they get their memories back? And 2, why is the kid taking them? But you got that. He doesn't have any memories of his own. And does he give them back willing? Oh, no. Buggy gets them back inadvertently. Okay.
Buggy gets them back, and it's not that he doesn't have memories. He has bad memories.
Oh, okay. He wants to replace them with...
In all his memories, he was always given the wrong flavor of ice cream when he asked for it, and he never got what he wanted for Christmas. And so now he's just upset at the world because he's clearly been wronged.
Okay. I have one more question for you, and this is kind of a leading question. During these 3 episodes that I watched, 2 of the Straw Hats end up facing off against each other, like trying to kill each other. If you had to predict, A, which 2 Straw Hats, B, why are they fighting, and then C, how do you think it ends up? Like, do you think one of them wins? Do you think one of them captures the other? Or do you think it's like a tie?
Mm-hmm. So I think I know who's fighting.
Okay.
Thanks to our new opening.
Okay.
I believe it's Usopp and Luffy.
Okay.
I think Luffy got all his memories back, but I bet you he loses them again. Like, now they know the process to get them back, but he's going to lose them again.
I see. So it's just going to be a constant roller coaster of who remembers and who doesn't.
Yeah. So they're going to both lose their memories again and end up in a battle of some sort. Though I'm surprised that Usopp would fight. Normally he would lie and try to get away. Maybe on top of being able to take memories and then give them back, you can give people other people's memories.
So it's like a body swap type of thing or something?
Yeah,
maybe?
so he feeds him memories that makes Usopp think that he's actually a wonderful warrior.
Oh, okay.
And then they duke it out. I don't remember what your third question was.
How does it end? How does it resolve? Does one of them, like, defeat the other one? Are they interrupted? Or is someone, like, captured or something?
Yeah. I think that's about when Buggy steps in.
Okay.
And, like, hey, guys, why are you all fighting? Buggy's here now.
It's Buggy Time. Oh man, that needs to be a new catcher. That needs to be its own sub-segment of the show, where just one of us can randomly go, "It's Buggy Time," and one of the other hosts has to improv a scene with Buggy in a different environment.
Yeah.
But okay, so I like your guesses. Here's how it goes down. I'm not going to mess with you. I'm not going to give you fake information, although that would be hilarious if we played a game where we both had to try to figure out what pieces of the story were real and what were fake.
You could give me do the, like, 2 lies and a truth sort of thing.
Oh, exactly.
And, like, guess which one of these is actually what happens, Curtis.
Okay. So it turns out that Nami starts realizing that everyone else in the village has been losing their memories, and she does nothing about it because this is an awful, awful, awful filler arc. Luffy and the others basically decide to get their memories back because, those are important, and also because... so he starts telling Chopper, like, Chopper, you're my friend. And Chopper's like, oh man, I've never had friends before because this version of Chopper hasn't. So he hangs around for that reason. Robin is very, she has her memories and she's the reasonable one. Luffy remembers who he is. Usopp doesn't want to go with them because he's still a coward. But he realizes that if he's going to sail away from the island, he needs people to protect him. So he goes along with them for that reason, I think. And then Sanji wants to help out the beautiful ladies.
Yeah.
He knows that Nami is part of the crew, and he's like, oh, I want to help her out. They figure out the kid's probably the one stealing their memories. Robin figures out that it's probably not the kid, in fact, and that there's some creature on this island that feeds off of memories, and this kid might have been consumed by it, or controlled by it. And then this kid realizes that the pirates are coming for him, so he decides he's going to use some of the chips that are on the table. That's not the right metaphor. He's going to use Zoro to his advantage. So he goes up to Zoro, he goes, hey Zoro, you want to be the strongest, right? Well, there's this guy Luffy, he's really strong. I can't believe that you didn't realize that he was stronger than you. If only you could defeat him, but you can't. And then it turns out that the seahorse horn thing can also mind control people, I guess, because its eyes start glowing, and Zoro goes, what the? And the next time you see him, he's attacking Luffy, incapable of speech. He can't say anything other than the names of his attacks. And he's just, like, slashing like crazy, and Luffy has to protect himself.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Nami continuously flips between, I want these people's help, and I want to betray them. She tries to give a speech about, like, you don't know that Robin and Luffy are good people. They're probably pirates luring you to places so they can kill you and eat your bones. She doesn't say that, but, like, she's really, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, she's like a 12 and freaking out.
Yeah.
Because these writers don't know how to write Nami. But they eventually find the kid. They eventually punch him so hard that he drops the seahorse, and I think most of them get their memories back. But then also, in a last-ditch attempt to get all of their memories again, the seahorse makes the images of... Alright, we're going to start from the very beginning. Shanks, Ace, Kaya, Kawina, Bellamere, Zeph, and Hiraluk. All of them appear in ghost form to be like, hey guys, check us out! And Usopp and Luffy and Nami are all like, it's our family, we're so emotional, we can't attack! And in the time it takes them to realize that these are not actually Shanks, Ace, Zeph, and all the others, the seahorse takes all of their memories. All of their memories. So you're right about the Husk thing, kind of. But then...
Then Buggy shows up!
No, so the seahorse... Oh god, I can't believe I'm going to say this. The seahorse wanted to absorb enough memories that it could become a millennial dragon. You remember those?
Yeah.
From like 5 filler arcs ago? And then it turns into a giant, basically, balloon and starts flying away. Luffy, who doesn't remember anything about anything, decides that he wants to ride it. And accidentally, because he doesn't know he has gum fruit powers, accidentally, like, falls off of a cliff, but then, like, catches himself and he stretches and he rockets himself up on top of the seahorse, accidentally returning his memories, and then he punches it when he realizes that's the bad guy, giving everyone their memories back.
Wow.
Yep, and then as they're walking back to the ship, they explain to Chopper that millennial dragons are hatched from eggs, and they're like, hey, we went on an adventure where millennial dragons were. Do you remember that, viewers? Do you remember that filler arc? Do you remember that filler arc, do you? And they also expect the people whose memories have been returned to thank them for being heroes. But the kid, who was under the control of the seahorse, told them that the pirates were the ones stealing memories, so everyone chased them off the island.
So the kid's just the dick.
The kid is well, he doesn't know that it was the seahorse, but at the same time, yeah, he's kind of at fault for everything. And then as they're flying away, we get a little bit of foreshadowing. So because you didn't see these episodes, I might show you just this one clip because it's kind of relevant. But basically the idea is that Robin has never had anyone who has ever loved her.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit and stupid, and is another reason why this filler arc is stupid and dumb. But there's a scene of her, like when Ace and Zeph shows up, she doesn't have anyone. She goes, oh my god, I don't have anyone who cares about me. And then when they're back on the ship, Chopper's like, are you okay, Robin? And she has a visual image of, like, hands wrapping around her. I'm going to show you the visual in a second. And then she blah, like she had a bad nightmare. And she goes, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little tired. But that's foreshadowing for non-filler stuff that's actually good.
Were they her hands?
No.
Did she hug herself?
No, I don't think that's it.
Okay.
This was Joel's succinct summary! Hang on, folks. We're going to take a brief break while I show Curtis just this one scene really quick. I think I already said quick.
While he pulls this up, let's go to our ad segment. Yes.
We here at King of the What Now, we've had a lot of success partnering with Plorbs Mablorbs, promoting his series, The Adventure of Blorf. He believes that he sold 15 times as many copies as he would have if he were on his own. So after we had that successful business venture with him, we got approached by another company, and they were like, hey, you know what? Why don't you sell our line of products, one product a week for the next 10 weeks? And, you know, as the money starts coming in, some of it will trickle your way. Maybe you'll be able to afford that life-size Chopper plushie that you've always wanted. It's a full 2 feet tall. And I was like, you know what? We all want a full-size Chopper plushie in our life. So what this company is, they are Life Plus, and they pride themselves on offering commodities and services and products that are like your life now, but just a little bit better, you know? These can touch all areas of your life. They can help with friendship and social stuff. They can help with planning. They can help with finances. They can help you in school. They can help you be more active and energetic. They can help you with the romance. You know, maybe you could meet someone special. They help you with your skills, your soft skills, like talking to people, and your technical skills, like building a boat. And so they're every part of your life, and that's why they have so many products available to you. And the first product that they're going to sell to us, not sell to us, they're going to allow us to promote, is Baby 2.0. Now, when you're thinking of having children, when you're thinking of the children that you've already had, perhaps, you think of, they wet themselves, they go to the bathroom, they scream just super loud, they have these shrill, piercing shrieks. They're not very good with, communication, that sort of thing.
They don't help out around the house at all.
Yes, they're just freeloaders. They don't contribute to the bill at all. But now with Baby 2.0, you get a more active lifestyle. That's right. Baby 2.0 is also your health professional, okay? You swaddle this baby, and the baby looks at you in the eye, and Baby 2.0 goes, "Thank you, father," or mother, or any other title that you have chosen to be called. You are running a slightly high temperature. I suggest that you go to bed and take some Tylenol. Here, have some Tylenol. And then the Baby 2.0 opens its mouth, which is actually a portal to another realm, and out just comes, infinite Tylenol to help you sleep better at night. Baby 2.0 is there for you. You're trying to lift weights and it's a little too heavy? Baby 2.0's got you covered. Baby 2.0 comes over decked out in the proper, personal fitness gear, and Baby 2.0 lifts the bar with you and helps you achieve your fitness goals.
I've also seen one where you finish feeding it, right? And it's like, good, you have fed me now. Now drop and give me 50!
Yeah, exactly. Baby 2.0 is designed to meet your needs. Do you need someone who's a little bit pushier, one who reminds you to do your fitness goals? Baby 2.0 is there for you. Do you need someone who kind of holds your hand, is sympathetic, and lets you take a day off or two? Baby 2.0 is there for you. Baby 2.0 is completely configurable. You want a child that looks like you genetically? Yeah, we can do that. Do you hate your face and you want a baby that has every part of your body except the face? You can do that. Baby 2.0 is here for you. Plus, Baby 2.0 has cloud saving features, so if you lose Baby 2.0, you can replace it very easily, more easily than a regular human child.
So the next time that Baby 2.0 is kidnapped and they demand a ransom, you can just say, "No thanks, it's cheaper for me to just replace it."
Exactly. Well, not only that, but Baby 2.0 comes with a failsafe. So they're like, "We've kidnapped your Baby 2.0, and you go, "Not today," and you enter the kill code, and then it explodes. And it takes the kidnappers out with them. That'll teach them to mess with your family.
Do you wish that you could be walking a dog right now instead of pushing a stroller with the baby in it? Then buy Dog 2.0. Not that Baby 2.0 is not for you. Or maybe both.
The Baby 2.0, the Dog 2.0, and the Boat 2.0 can all fuse together in a new feature to form the Mecha Baby. The baby that is there for all of your personal needs. Go to lifeplus.com/AJQQSJL +$, ampersand GGH1183.
Ancient runes are next.
Yep. / burning sigil of fate. And then the kanji for sun, moon, star, earth, fire, water. Okay? Enter promo code in order to get 10% off of your Baby 2.0 today. Okay, so we are back, and Curtis has now seen the two scenes that I was talking about. The one where she apparently doesn't have memories, and then another one where she was being, hugged from behind. I thought there were multiple hands, but there wasn't. There was just, one figure.
Yeah. I mean, it looked to me like it was either a hug or it was, somebody, taking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forcibly.
Yeah, so let me just get right down to it. I've mentioned that these episodes are bad, and I know that there are other people who hate the Rainbow Mist arc or the Millennial Dragon arc. I know that the Piece Together folks, really didn't care for either of those. I would sit through a marathon of those back to back for 24 hours, eating my least favorite flavored Dorito chips before I would watch these episodes. Because... okay, so maybe Robin has a mysterious past, right? We don't know much about it. She supposedly sank, 6 warships when she was... no, she sunk warships when she was the age of 6.
Yeah.
Supposedly. So we don't know much about Robin's past. But the seahorse thing that can manipulate people's memories couldn't find anything for her. Which to me suggests that Robin has never, ever had a good memory of anyone ever, which is stupid and bullshit, because this is One Piece. Even the most evil villains in the show have had one good day, so there should be someone that showed up for her. But instead they're going to be like, oh, Robin's never had a happy day in her life. No!
Yeah, because one, they don't want to spoil anything, and two, they might not have known themselves, right?
That's certainly true. Yeah, I assume that they don't know who is important in Robin's history, but maybe they could have rewritten that scene so that she wasn't there when the images showed up. Like, I get they're trying to whet your appetite. They're trying to get you to go, oh, what's up with Robin's past? Because, spoiler alert, we're going to get more details on that very soon. But there are other ways to tease that sort of thing, right? Yeah,
because you could have had her not be there and still had that scene at the end where she's, like, imagining what it could have been, right? And then having that image flash. Like, if that's all the writers of the filler had to go off of, like you said, just don't have her there for that scene.
Exactly. The other thing during my explanation of what happened that got me really mad is Nami. So I get that Nami values treasure for a personal reason, right? At first you thought she was just a thief, but then it turns out she was trying to save her village and she cared about that. I get that. She constantly is like, these guys are bad guys and they're going to betray me. Even though Nami has her whole thing back when we met her in East Blue was she outsmarted pirates and took their treasure. So she's acting like, oh god, they're going to kill me and I can't do anything and I'm frail and I'm small and oh god, no! Just outsmart them, Nami. Just run away. Like, don't do all of this.
Yeah, I noticed when she first came out of the cabin with Robin, she seemed very timid, which was very not Nami-like.
Exactly. And, like, I get it. If you woke up and you were in a different place than you're used to, that would be incredibly disorienting, but yeah,
she would run with it, I feel like. She would run with it and, like, do whatever trickery she needed to. She'd get through it, right?
Exactly. So, I don't like the way they did Nami. I don't like the way they did Robin. Here's another fun thing. So, Zoro and Luffy start fighting. I guess I didn't tell you how that ended up. Apparently, this happened off-screen. Zoro trapped Luffy under a rock. Mm-hmm. And then, so the next scene is Sanji and everyone but Luffy and Zoro have gotten their memories back. They're like, yay, we remember who we are! And Sanji's like, Nami, Chan, Robin Swan, and all this stuff. Zoro shows up, he still has the bandana on, his eyes are all black, he has his swords drawn, and Luffy's nowhere to be seen. They're all like, oh my god, did Zoro kill Luffy in his berserk rage? And the little dragon horsey thing is like, aha! It worked! I was able to turn him evil! And so Sanji goes, and he tries to kick Zoro, and Zoro is all like, get out of the way, you stupid cook. And Sanji's like, oh, you have your memory back? And he's like, of course I have my memory back. And then he attacks the seahorse. But why did he show up with the bandana on, with the swords drawn, not saying anything? They deliberately made the scene tense, and they deliberately made it look like Zoro killed Luffy, even though a Zoro who has his memory back would have no reason to be ominous and foreboding and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, so they had a final attack where Luffy used Gum Gum Bazooka, and Zoro used his, like, the secret technique where he spins his two blades in his hands really fast. He used it against Mihawk. It's his, like, strongest attack. And then they clash, and the screen goes black, and the next time we see him, Zoro's alone. Apparently a rock fell on Luffy, even though there was no rock in the scene before. It's just stupid, bad writing.
So the rock falls on Luffy.
And traps him. That's why he didn't, like, come with Zoro.
And did they get their memory back at that moment?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So.
And Zoro just left him under the rock.
Yes, I think so. Like, the logic and the consistency is just so stupid. Usopp is actually very, very, very brave in a lot of these episodes because he's like, oh yes, I'm Captain Usopp. Usopp has never been brave in his life. It wasn't until he went on the journey that he got that courage. And there's a scene or two where he freaks out because he hears a sound, he thinks it's a monster. That's in line with him. But him getting, like, he apparently tricked Luffy into thinking that he was the captain and, like...
Yeah.
These episodes are so bad. But Curious, what was your opinion of these episodes? I never asked.
I mean, the two that I saw, they were not too great. I mean, the nice thing about having a lot of flashbacks is you can kind of like zone out and do other things. Because you're like, oh, it's this scene. I've seen this.
Yeah. Another thing that kind of makes me a little mad is how dare they invoke some of the best characters in the series, you know, Ace and Bellamere and Zeph in filler, because how dare you? Just get out of here. Get out of here.
So Joel showed me that scene where all the memory ghosts come up. And Luffy got 2 people. Everybody else got 1 except for Robin. So, wait, did Luffy steal Robin's?
Oh my god, Robin's most important person in her memory is Shanks. She has connections to red-haired Shanks.
Yeah, that's probably like her boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that would be so good. Yeah.
Or maybe Ace?
What?
It could be Ace.
She could have some connection to Ace. That would make Luffy and Robin potentially brother and sister-in-law if she were to pursue a relationship with Ace and they were to get married someday.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, I think it's dumb that they couldn't figure out who is more important to Luffy, his brother or Shanks. I would definitely say that show Shanks, because Shanks is the one who got Luffy to want to be a pirate, which is more important to me.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we've seen a little bit of Ace so far, right?
Uh-huh.
But not... He's not the reason for going. He's just like, this is a cool person that I know, right?
Exactly.
And it doesn't make sense to show him. It'd be like... I mean, they didn't show Vivi in there or something.
Oh my goodness, they didn't show Vivi. What the heck?
Which would have been somebody cool that they met along the way, right? Like there's or like Dr. Kreha, right? Or like they could have shown her, but they didn't because Kreha's Doctorine, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then he's Hero Look. That's right. Okay. I'm getting this.
Wow, it's almost like you're a fan, man.
Oh wow.
But. So here, every time we come to a filler arc, we always ask, Catherine's not here today, but we usually ask you, what would you do to make this better? I've been thinking about this, and I have a couple of ideas. One, don't have someone who remembers that they are a crew. Let them all go their separate ways. Like, somehow dispose of the Mary. Have the guy who steals their memory kick them off the ship, strand them on the island, and also take their ship. They're stuck on this island. None of them, really know each other. But have, their characters shine through. Like, Sanji is still a kind person, even if he doesn't remember their journey through Alabasta and Sky Island. He still wants to feed people. Nami, she'd be after treasure or whatever, but she still cares about people. So if she found out that the village was in trouble, maybe she would be like, oh, okay. So I think that these people should not come together because they're told that they're friends. I think they should be drawn together because their characters are such that they get along. These are all people who are willing to help people, and so have them come together in that way. Have them be like, oh, do we know each other? I don't care about you, and they go their separate ways, but then Robin gets attacked, and Zoro just, defends her, and he did it because that's the kind of person he is, and then they build new bonds that kind of replace the old ones, but now they have a reason to work together, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that would make sense to me.
The other thing you could do, they invoke, I think you saw a part of this, but right after the friendly Vision show up, Ace and all them, it also shows flashes of several of the enemies they face along the way. It has, Wapol and Krieg and Arlong. Have them trapped in a dreamscape situation where, they're all asleep and they can't wake up until they fought their way out of this weird, dream labyrinth where they have to fight enemies that they've fought before, right? Have Luffy be like, Arlong, why are you back? He'd be like, ah, gah, gah, gah. Or that's not his laugh, but he'd be like, I've come back and I'm stronger, and, just weird dream stuff would be cool.
You know what else they could have done? Here's how I would have improved it.
All right.
Instead of having these 5 episodes in, I would have, for each episode, 20 minutes of one of the Straw Hats saying, we're taking a short break. We'll be back in 5 weeks. And it's just that for 20 minutes, them dancing with a sign.
All right, perfect. Do you get special guest characters during Nami's episode where she's saying that they're taking a break? Does Nojiko and Bellamere show up and stuff?
Yeah. Or? You know what would be great, actually?
Okay.
If they had a talk show for the different... But so it was a fourth wall broken talk show where the characters come on as though they're actors talking about their role, right? And, just discussing it with somebody. So I don't know who the host would be.
Oh, that's a good point.
But then it could be an ongoing bit. Anytime they need filler, they're like, let's go back to the talk show.
Oh my god. Shanks, I think, could be the host. He's kind of the most, like, the older of the characters or whatever. And the idea of them being actors would be good, but imagine also that it's just them being sucked out of the timeline where the anime is currently, and Shanks is just interviewing them about their journey. Like, so Luffy, I heard that you punched God. Yeah, he was a really annoying guy. He was gonna just hurt my friend Conus.
Yeah. Or we could have a continuous dark timeline version where they're like actually bad people going through the Grand Line and causing havoc in that, and we just cut to them anytime we need filler.
Yes. Catherine and I have been talking about this on Twitter and personally a lot, but just give us episodes about some of the characters we've already seen going on their own, not necessarily adventures, but like, I don't know, you could probably do something kind of cool with Kaya in her village, give her 2 episodes or something. Kobe, Helmeppo, Buggy, Alvita, they're all side characters that we care about enough that, like, just give us one of their adventures. They're probably doing something.
Yeah, we could have one where Vivi, goes to a random town and starts up a delivery service and starts delivering things, and then, meets some guy who builds bicycles and has a cat that talks to her, and you can
listen. I want to yes and you. I do not remember Kiki's delivery service. However, you just gave me an in with the talking cat thing. It's a crossover with Sabrina the Teenage Witch. The talking cat is Salem.
Yeah, there you go. No, what I'm saying is just they should recreate other good movies using their characters.
Oh my god, that would be so good.
And then show it in an
anthology.
Oh yeah, but not like that's not the word I'm looking for. And then show it in a serialized format so that you can break it out into episodes.
They actually are going to this saga, Water 7 Saga. There's an episode that was like the New Year's Eve special episode or something. I've never seen it. I skipped it myself, and when Catherine and I were rewatching, I also skipped it. But it literally is a feudal era One Piece. So Luffy is like the samurai sheriff or something like that of the town, or he's like the mafia boss or something. The Yakuza boss. I'm sorry, I'm getting my terms mixed up. And like all the other characters are there too, but it's not the main timeline. It's just like a dream sequence.
Yeah.
And they also have another series of specials, which I also have not seen, but it's Chopper being the host of a TV show, and he's called Chopper Man, and he has his own like Saturday morning cartoon that he shows to us, the viewers. So I can't wait till we get to those episodes, and I really enjoy the episodes where they don't even try to say like, oh, this takes place in canon. No, it doesn't. Don't lie to us. We know.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Just if you're gonna do filler, lean into it. Make it be something completely different.
Exactly. Have it be an episode where they're transported to Candyland and they're on the board, but like it's also a world around them. I don't know. Chopper would go nuts. He loves sweets. He'd be like, oh my god, come drop people.
Maybe, like one of them, some guy shows up with a sword that looks like a key, and they have to figure out how to seal the heart of their world.
And that's been your Kingdom Hearts reference. We've actually haven't had one of those in a while, so thank you for bringing us back.
You're welcome.
Oh, goodness.
Just doing my duty.
Did you ever watch the Justice League animated episode where everyone was asleep, except for Batman?
No.
Okay. So there's a bad guy, and he has the power to put people to sleep, I think. I can't remember exactly what the premise is. I only remember, like...
Was he called Sandman?
I don't think he was. But maybe. He might have been.
Or Mr. Sandman?
I do not know.
Okay.
He is not important to the story. My point is, John Martian Manhunter, John, he is able to figure out that he's in a dream, and he's able to use his psychic powers to escape his dream, but then he has to wake up all the other team members, so he goes into, like, the Flash's dream. The Flash's dream is everything around him is, like, slowing down because he's so fast, and he's gonna get trapped there. And so Martian Manhunter shows up, he's like, you've got to wake up, and he's like, I don't know how, and even Martian Manhunter starts freezing, and so it takes, the Flash has to close his eyes and calm down, and then everything resets, and he has to escape his own nightmare. I'm imagining that for these episodes, right? When I mentioned the Dream Labyrinth, like, they're all in their own separate worlds where Sanji is reliving the worst day of his life on the island with Zeph, right? Give them nightmares related to their personal struggles, but then have one of them somehow get through it.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Luffy's optimism or something, but one of them wakes up, and then in turn, they have to wake up the other ones. And it's, we're here for each other sort of thing. It's a friendship thing. Because a lot of times, shows like this, when they do the amnesia thing, the important thing is that they're still friends. They're still drawn together, even though they don't remember who the other people are. So lean into that. Stop being like, oh yeah, you have one person who's just telling them they're a group and they have to be a group. Nope! Have their characters take actions that make sense for their characters. I've been talking a lot. Do you have any more opinions on these episodes?
No, they were lame.
Are you glad that Foxy is gone? Are you glad to be rid of him?
I'm happy to be rid of him, but I liked him over these.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I mean, can we move on to the actual stuff now?
So I've broken up the Water 7 saga, Water 7 saga, into 4 chunks. And next week's episode will be the last episode of this first chunk, the pre-Water 7 chunk.
Yay!
And then the next chunk is Water 7,
Yay!
the actual arc. Do you have any predictions for what Water 7 means?
I think I've made predictions before.
Okay.
I don't remember. I'm sure I already made the "it's 7 waters" joke. If I
Okay.
haven't, it's 7 waters.
What happened to the first 6 waters, is what I'm asking. Is this the 7th model of water?
Oh, I just meant like there were like 7 bottles of water, and that was it. That's the whole.
Okay.
That's their whole water supplies. But they're very big bottles, so they're okay.
Oh, so it's like a trapped on an island sort of situation. It's a survivalist arc where they have to beat the bad guy before they run out. Okay.
It's either that or it's like there's like normal water and there's heavy water,
Yes.
which is I think is it H3O or
I think it has
HO?
some extra hydrogen.
Yeah. So this would be H8O, yeah. This would be X. So So there's normal water. There's heavy water. There's shocking water. There's burning water. There's teaching water. There is how many is
Purification
that?
water, of course, right?
How many is that? 5 now?
I don't know.
Wait. Normal water, heavy water, shocking water, burning water, teaching water, purification water. Dang it, I was going to make one of these the water of life. But I don't want that to be number 7. Purification water is also the water of life. It will give you eternal life.
Soda. Soda is the best kind of water. It has all the additives in there, and that's what makes it the best one.
So water 7 is just soda.
I see.
It's soda water.
Water 7 is a liquid that you can drink that can give you incredible strength, a strength enough to defeat your opponents. But then the Witch Doctor comes out with Water 8, which makes you even stronger than the Water 7 guys. And so at the end of the movie, they have to use Water 9 in order to overcome this challenge, which Water 9 gives an even playing field to all fighters. It's based on your true merits.
Now, here's what I think happens, okay?
That was a Love Potion number 9 reference, in case no one got it.
So they get to water 9, right?
Okay. Water 7. Water 9's my fan. Okay.
No. They have water 7, and then water 8's made, and then they create water 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, water 9 is too powerful, so the folks with water 7 have to finally do something, and water 8's defunct. So the water 7 people have to eat the water 9 person, so that way the water 7, 8, 9.
All right, that's not bad.
I had another one, and I can't remember what it is now because I got distracted by my bad joke. It was we talked about soda. You had your love potion one. Oh well.
All right. I really wanted to try to make this, a full-length episode, but my God, these episodes are so dumb. I do have one thing. There's one scene that I remember from years and years ago when I first saw these episodes that I actually thought was neat, and it was in my 3 episodes, and it's still neat. I still like it. Nami asks Luffy for help on something, I think. She wants to ride on his ship, and he's like, okay, maybe. She goes, I'll pay you 10% of my treasure if you help me out. And he goes, no. She goes, 20%? He goes, no. And so she keeps trying to offer him more and more money until eventually she goes, are you just trying to rip me off? To which Luffy goes, Nami, I know you. You wouldn't share your treasure with me ever. So why would you even offer it? And it's just like, that's such a good line, right? Because she obviously was trying to swindle him. She's back to her old tricks. But Luffy's like, I've seen you pull this before. I know it's going to work. And that kind of helps her calm down a little bit and be like, maybe this guy does know me. But then 2 minutes later, she goes back to mistrusting him because this arc is shit. But I like that interaction. Just Luffy being like, I know you. You're fine.
Yeah.
That's another thing that bugs me. Luffy and Robin never once try to appeal to the people using what they know are their strengths and their weaknesses.
Yeah.
Usopp, I know you're a coward, but you also really have enjoyed going on these journeys with us, and if you travel with us, we'll help fight with you, and you'll be stronger, and you love this ship. This ship is like, God, your girlfriend, and you have no emotional connection to it anymore. That's really sad.
If you just said, Kaya gave you this ship.
Yes!
Like, that would be enough. What? Kaya gave me this ship.
They're so bad at, like, they have these shared experiences, and that is actually one thing that people will complain about in the One Piece world, is it seems like the Straw Hats don't really talk to each other at all. At the end of this arc, they're like, oh, Chopper, didn't we tell you about the time that we met Millennial Dragons? If they were more realistic, they should be telling each other the stories of their journey all the time. Like, Robin joins the crew and be like, oh, do you want to hear about this crazy guy named Wapple? And she's like, who's that? And he's this guy.
Well, like, you gotta kill time. It takes a while to sail from one island to another.
We assume so, yes.
Also, apparently Robin just... Okay, so you didn't see this one. Apparently Robin just stays up all night drinking and reading books. Which impresses me on 2 counts. 3 counts. 1, she stays up all night.
Yeah.
2, she stays up all night drinking. And I was like, oh, I didn't know Robin was a... I mean, she wasn't like drinking heavily. It was like she was sipping something in a glass.
Okay. And you're sure it was alcohol?
There were a bunch of bottles nearby that looked like alcohol bottles.
So they're trying to give Robin an alcohol addiction in these episodes.
No, it was like a classy thing, right?
Okay.
Like, so she was probably like drinking scotch on the rocks or something like that. But then the third one is, I know for a fact from my personal experience that drinking even small amounts of the alcohol, like even if I were to just sip on that, would make the reading incredibly difficult. Like, I would, and maybe this is just because I get easily distracted, but like, I wouldn't be able to concentrate on the book, like, after half an hour of sipping on that. So it's like, wow, I'm impressed. Maybe all the alcohol goes to her extra limbs?
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe she created a second stomach, and that's where all the other alcohol is going. She just likes the taste. Can Robin create multiple brains with her power? And can she link them together like a supercomputer? That's my question.
God. She could be like in that one episode of Futurama with Bender where he becomes like all-knowing and like he is like the universe.
I don't think I've actually seen that. Is that one of the newer ones?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's like he hacks himself and increases his processing speed. And then he's like, I need more processing power. And he keeps getting more and more and more. And then finally, he ends up being like inside a mountain.
Okay.
But the way it is like Fry finds him, and that inside, he says, no, this is all outside. Everything outside of here is my processor. The universe is my processor now.
Okay. Feels kind of like a parody of Limitless. I mean, I haven't seen this episode in question. I don't know if you remember Limitless very well, but I think Robin would be the most likely to develop a drug that allows her to exceed her limitations.
See, her and Chopper, they need to get to work on this sort of thing. Like they have so many ways that they could work together to maximize their abilities.
Absolutely.
You know, if only there were like hundreds of more episodes where this sort of thing could possibly happen down the road. I mean, but I know One Piece is a very short anime, and the likelihood of me seeing something like that are slim to none.
Okay, so since we're talking about a crap filler arc, and we've already explained how much we dislike it, this is just us, shooting the shit about One Piece. Do you have any guesses as to what might be happening in the upcoming episodes? I ask this because they have been trying really hard to give you a couple of clues in their filler episodes and such.
Really? Okay. Including the Foxy Pirate stuff?
There's a bit of Foxy Pirate stuff in there, yeah.
I'm honestly, I'm most of what I assume is going to happen, I've been gleaning from the opening.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess this is kind of like at the beginning of the beginning of the podcast when I tried to keep being like, did that feel like foreshadowing? And you're like, no, it just seemed like a scene. And I was like, but it's obvious foreshadowing. With the power of future knowledge and knowing which arcs are filler and which ones aren't, it's really interesting to see some of like the little seeds that they're planting here and there, because it's almost like they're trying to make important events even more important. If, for example, Sanji were to sacrifice himself and die or something, right, in the upcoming arc, it's interesting that in the filler arcs they keep having Sanji put in perilous situations and they keep making it look like he's been killed.
I think you're talking about like more world building stuff.
Oh,
so like,
gotcha.
They've been hinting to some secret organization that you should have noticed by now.
No, I don't think they've been doing anything like that. Although I will tell you there's something I'm very excited for you to get to, which we won't get to for a long time, but the end of the Water 7 saga has some really interesting world building.
Okay.
Because that's when Oda does his world building, is in between arcs and sagas and stuff. And so once we're done with this whole thing, which will actually be the rest of 2019 almost, we'll get some really interesting tidbits.
I mean, I guess Robin could end up playing a role again.
Okay.
Because we saw, like, she was a little bit more monumental in this filler arc.
Mm-hmm.
She was somewhat important in the other one. The other arc, I mean, she was one of the ones that was captured.
That's true.
But not really. Not really much. She didn't do much in the Foxy Pirate thing. I mean, she helped in the roller rink, but that was about it.
That I think that was more just trying to give her something to do.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Robin? Like, if you were to explore her as an author, if you had this character, how might you do that?
She seems very not super emotional. She seems a lot more intellectual. But I would be curious what her backstory is. Because it seems to me like she could have had like something traumatic happen. And I think that's what they've hinted at. But I just don't know what it would be. It seems like she probably had something traumatic that happened and that she kind of just like has segmented that part of her life off and has focused on what she's doing now.
Okay,
like she's allowed it to build. It probably fed into the reason why she wants to, do the whole Rio Poneglyph thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she let it feed into that, but she doesn't think about the actual incident that much.
Sure. A lot of the characters have kind of traumatic pasts that they've tried to work past, and maybe Robin is not the exception to that. Yeah, absolutely. They certainly have been setting up some stuff, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. And that has been your final thought. Outro goes here. Next episode, we will be covering 4 episodes of the anime. Those will be episodes 225, 226, 227, and 228. Have a great day, everyone. So ends the next leg of the King of the What Now adventure. We're sad to see you go, but we'll be here next week. If you crave some social interaction with us in the meantime, you can find us on all sorts of different media. We have Gmail, Patreon, and Tumblr. All of those are King of the What Pod. King of the What Pod at gmail.com, patreon.com/KingOfTheWhatPod, KingOfTheWhatPod.tumblr.com. Our Twitter handlers are a little bit different. You can reach me at KOTWN_pod.
And you can contact me, Curtis, at Pirate Co-host.
Also, please take a moment to rate and review our podcast on whatever platform you're using to listen. Not only will this help others find the podcast, but your constructive feedback will help us improve the show as we go.
Thanks so much for giving us a listen. Until next time, follow your dreams and protect your treasure.
Remember, it doesn't need to be literal treasure.